In a small, dimly lit bar nestled at the corner of a quiet street, Nora, the bartender, was a fixture there, a guiding light amid the shadows of the past. Each night, she poured drinks and shared stories with regulars who came seeking comfort, laughter, and an escape from the outside world. The bar, though modest, was rich with character, and Nora had a knack for making everyone feel at home. Yet, even in the midst of the bustling environment, there lingered an undercurrent of sadness, a reminder that every patron carried their own burdens, hidden beneath smiles and casual conversation. One rainy evening, as drops cascaded down the windows like tears, a new face appeared. Jack, a tall man in his late 50s, entered the bar with a weary gait. His presence immediately altered the atmosphere. He seemed heavy with the weight of his grief, as if the world had drained the color from his spirit. He settled onto a brass stool, ordering a whiskey, his gaze fixed intently on the glass as if it contained answers to questions he couldn't articulate. Nora couldn't help but notice the deep shadows beneath his eyes and the way his hands trembled slightly as he reached for his drink. She sensed a profound loneliness in him, a sense of isolation that resonated with her own experiences. When she approached him, it wasn't just a routine inquiry, it was a genuine attempt to break through the wall of silence that enveloped him, to offer a glimmer of connection in his desolation. As the weeks unfolded, Jack became a regular fixture at the bar, arriving shortly after sunset like clockwork. Each night, the familiar clink of ice and the dim glow of lights provided him a refuge from his solitude. Nora observed how he transformed from a silent observer to someone who engaged with the environment around him. The stories of his late wife, Sarah, began to emerge like flickers of light breaking through darkness. With each sip of whiskey, Jack shared tales of her laughter that could fill a room, the warmth of her presence that made every moment feel sacred. He spoke of their shared adventures, road trips with the windows down, impromptu dances in the kitchen, and lazy Sundays spent wrapped in blankets, lost in books. Nora listened intently, recognizing the catharsis in his words, understanding that in sharing his memories, Jack was both honoring his past and seeking a way to navigate his grief. Nora found herself increasingly drawn to Jack's vulnerability, admiring the strength it took for him to reveal his heart. In the dim light of the bar, she shared pieces of her own life, a childhood filled with dreams of music, the relentless pursuit of a career that often felt just out of reach. With each story exchanged, a thread of intimacy wove between them, binding their lives in unexpected ways. She discovered Jack's quiet wisdom and the gentle way he offered support, his eyes lighting up when she spoke of her aspirations. He became a confidant, someone who not only listened but truly understood the complexities of her struggles. Their conversations evolved into an unspoken agreement that they would be each other's safe spaces, a place where they could explore their fears and hopes without judgment. It was as if the bar had transformed into their own sanctuary, a space where laughter mingled with tears, and healing began to take root. One evening, the bar was bustling with energy, the air filled with the scent of autumn spices and the sounds of chatter. Yet Jack entered with a different aura, his face lined with worry, his demeanor more subdued than usual. Nora sensed immediately that something was amiss as she handed him a drink, her heart tightening with concern. When he finally spoke, his voice was thick with emotion. He had just received a phone call from his daughter, who was urging him to leave the town that held so many memories of Sarah and move in with her. The conflict in his eyes was palpable, caught between the past that anchored him and the future that beckoned with the promise of connection. Nora listened, feeling the weight of his turmoil. She understood that letting go didn't mean forgetting, it meant carving a new path while carrying the echoes of love and loss. Nora took a breath, contemplating her words carefully. "You have to do what feels right, Jack," she said softly, her gaze steady. "It's okay to let go of the past while still holding it close." This wasn't just advice, it was a reflection of her own journey, an acknowledgement of the delicate balance between moving forward and cherishing what was. Jack looked at her, his expression a mixture of gratitude and vulnerability. "You've become a part of my life here, Nora," he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. It struck her how the bar, once just a workplace, had transformed into a crossroads for their lives. They had forged a bond that transcended mere acquaintance. It was a connection rooted in shared pain and healing, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The warmth of their conversations became a beacon of hope in the otherwise cold night. As autumn faded into winter, the chill in the air mirrored the emotional complexities between them. Jack found himself drawn to Nora in ways he hadn't anticipated, his heart gradually opening to the possibility of new love. The nights spent together, filled with laughter and the sharing of dreams, began to weave a narrative that was both beautiful and bittersweet. Nora, too, felt the shift, her heart racing whenever he entered the bar. Their connection grew deeper with each conversation, yet an unspoken tension lingered in the air, an awareness of the ghosts that haunted them both. Jack's past loomed large, a reminder of the love he had lost, while Nora's aspirations for the future were tethered to her desire for connection. They danced around the edges of something profound, both eager and hesitant, navigating the delicate landscape of grief and newfound affection. One particularly chilly night, as snowflakes began to blanket the world outside, the bar felt like a cocoon, safe and warm. Nora handed Jack a steaming mug of hot cider, her playful smile brightening the dim room. "Thought you might need this," she teased, enjoying the way his eyes lit up at the simple gesture. Jack took a sip, the warmth spreading through him, but it wasn't just the drink that comforted him, it was Nora's presence, the way she effortlessly made the burdens of his past feel a little lighter. As they sat together, their conversation turned to dreams and hopes, their laughter mingling with the crackle of the fire in the corner. The atmosphere shifted, filled with unspoken possibilities, and Jack leaned closer, his voice dropping to a whisper. In that moment, the walls they had built around their hearts began to crumble, revealing the potential for something beautiful to grow from the ashes of their pain. Nora's heart raced as Jack spoke, the intensity of his gaze igniting a spark within her. "I don't want to leave this place. Not yet. Not without you knowing how much you mean to me," he confessed, vulnerability etched across his features. Her breath caught in her throat. She had never expected to feel this way about someone again. There was a gravity to his words, a sincerity that resonated deep within her. She wanted to reach out, to tell him that he meant the world to her as well, but the complexities of their situations loomed over them like dark clouds. "Jack," she started, her voice barely above a whisper. Yet he pressed on, his determination palpable. "I know this isn't what you signed up for, but I want to explore this, whatever this is between us." The air was thick with anticipation, the uncharted territory of their feelings stretching before them like an open road, beckoning them to take a leap of faith together. In that moment, Nora felt an overwhelming sense of clarity. Grief could coexist with new beginnings, and love could bloom even in the shadows of sorrow. She understood that their connection was not a betrayal of their pasts, but rather a celebration of resilience. Jack's willingness to embrace the unknown echoed her own desires, a shared yearning for connection in a world often marked by isolation. As the candlelight flickered around them, illuminating their faces, she realized that they were not just two people finding solace in each other but two souls seeking to heal together. With each heartbeat, the potential for a new chapter blossomed before them, one where they could honor the memories of their loved ones while forging a future filled with hope. The snow continued to fall outside, blanketing the world in white, while inside the oak and lantern, the warmth of their connection promised brighter days ahead.